So I've heard a lot of conversation lately about property taxes, and people are mad as hell. Well, I don't blame you, but that's what we're talking about today, and we're getting started right now, and you want to stay to the very end of this video to get some really pertinent information. So, hi y'all, I'm Debbie Dobbins, a real estate entrepreneur here in Wichita Falls, Texas, and on this channel we talk about all things Wichita Falls, and this is an especially good video for you to learn about something very important and near and dear to your heart. So subscribe to our channel, ring that bell, and you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. So, everybody's mad as hell because the appraisal district sent out the valuations for your property. And everybody's blaming it on who knows what. It's the school bond, it's the raise of rates, it's those mean people in who knows where in the government. And here's the thing, it's none of those things. It's the market. It's the market, it's the market, it's the market. So those of you that have been selling your houses, and maybe you moved out of Wichita Falls and you're not here to watch the backlash, or some of you that sold your house for a very good profit and then you moved to someplace else in Wichita Falls, this is what's driving the increase in the valuation of your property. I'm here to tell you that the taxes, the tax base itself, the amount of money that is calculated on your appraised value hasn't changed except for the bond, the school bond. And that remains to be seen how much that's going to impact you. I think it's 0.32%. And frankly, for those of you that don't know this, and I am not, trust me, I was not a proponent of the bond issue. I don't believe in bonds. That's a personal thing. You can take that and put it right back over there. But the fact of the matter is that the school districts in the surrounding areas, I live in Burke and Iowa Park and Holiday and all these other school districts, their school tax rate is 1.3 to 1.4 something. Wichita Falls ISD has been 1.1. So it's actually lower overall than all of the other areas, the surrounding areas. So the bond will make that come a little bit more equitable. But let's just take that bond issue out of the equation. What's happening is you all are getting your appraised value. The tax assessor looks at one thing. What is the market value of these neighborhoods? Well, guess what? All high tides float all boats. So the values of property have gone up unless you're living in a bubble or under a rock. You know what the real estate market is doing and that you can sell your house, your neighbor can sell their house, your neighbor has sold your house, you have sold your house for a ridiculous amount of money because we're in this crazy real estate market, which I have plenty of videos on what's creating that. But what's happened is the value of your property has gone up in the last 12 months. And some of you, it went up last year and you didn't pay too much attention to it. And now you're paying attention to it because your neighbors are talking about it or the news is talking about it. So I want to put things in perspective. A woman called me the other day who said, I understand that you can help with property taxes valuations. I said, well, I can look at it. Well, her property went up $28,000 in value last year and only $3,000 this year. The unfortunate part is she can't do anything about last year's assessment because she didn't protest it then. So if your values went up last year and you paid your taxes on it last year, you can't do anything about it now because you probably won't have much of a leg to stand on. Last year, you did. And that being said, the good news is this market will correct itself at some point and the overall market values will go down. Not a lot, but they'll go down. And then when the next year comes along, you can protest your values. Now, here's a very important ingredient for a lot of you because the tax assessor takes a neighborhood, just like an appraiser does, an actual market appraiser. And they're determining what the general value of that neighborhood is. If you are one of those individuals living in a neighborhood where you've done no improvements in your house for, 20 years, and you're being lumped into the same price per square foot or valuation of every other house in your neighborhood that has improved, you have a good case about why your property values should not go up. Now, what I want to tell you is I am more than happy to give you feedback. I can look at what your property is, what the market is, and what improvements you've done, and give you a really good idea of whether or not you have a protest or a leg to stand on. Now, does everybody have that? Probably not, but there's a good majority of you that do, and sometimes it's worth the effort. But what I want to share with you is take your taxes, look at your values. Let's say that you had $120,000 assessed value last year, and you now have $140,000 assessed value. Make sure you're taking your exemptions, which I did a video on that at the beginning of the year. That's really important. Number one. Number two, the difference in the valuation is about $20,000. The general taxing rate for Wichita area, County, Clay, Archer, everywhere, Wichita County, is 2.5%. Take $20,000, that's how much that tax increase was for value. Multiply it times 2.5%. That's how much your taxes will probably go up for the year. Divide that by 12. You're looking at somewhere about $50 a month. Now, $50 a month is a lot of money to some people. $50 a month isn't so much to some people. Some people spend that on Starbucks a month. But I want you to put everything in a realistic perspective. There is something happening in the market right now that's raising the values of property. There's also something that will bring them back down and correct this market eventually. So what I want you to know is I'm going to have at our new Your Wichita Falls Hub for Good a town hall, if you will, in the next week for anybody in Wichita County who or any county for that matter that's surrounding, to come and talk about what you feel like has happened with your taxes. I am here to give you true information, not all of this superfluous information and rumor and innuendo, because the fact of the matter is that you need to be educated so that you can understand why your taxes went up, whether or not you can protest them, and what to do going forward. So stay tuned. If you'd like more information on the town hall, drop me a note, text, email, and I will get you the information directly for when the time and the date is going to be. In the meantime, y'all come back now, you hear?